Okay. Shit that people say to specific tall women. Me. I'm tall. I'm not one of those, like, 5'10" girls who claims to be tall. Like, if you're 5'10" and you're tall when you wear 3-inch heels, don't wear 3-inch heels. I'm 6'2", and I'm 6'2" with or without shoes on, so I have a right to bitch in this video, and I'm going to do a lot of bitching. This video is so long overdue. I will say that the only fans that I will have from this video are from girls who are like 5'10" and over, who are like pissed off and kind of fed up with just the constant slating, like the onslaught of height comments that we get from the rest of you. So my attention was led to a YouTube video today called "Shit That People Say to Tall Women," because my coworker thought that I would enjoy watching it, and I did. It was funny. I had heard all the comments. There was one that was kind of original that I hadn't heard that was, "You'd be worth the climb." I never heard that one, which I just think is funny. I might actually use that one. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so feeling all inspired, I went and wrote down every height comment that came to mind that I have received either today or this week. It's Friday, so I have like a whole, just like a fresh pool of height comments from this week. At 6'2", if I step outside my house, I will get a comment. Every day, a comment about my height. Sometimes 3 comments, sometimes 5 comments. I am 6'2". If I could be 5'10" again. I was 5'10" for like probably like 8 months. Anyways, so I went and wrote down all the height comments that I could think of over the course of my life, and I came up with 4 pages worth, single-spaced, 4 pages worth of height comments that I'm just going to go ahead and read off. And like I said, everyone else will be annoyed by this video, but people who are 5'10" and older who are kind of irked by all the height comments, you'll appreciate everything that I have to say, because you know that it's true. You're tall, did you know that? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Let's see. This first category, I'm probably only going to read off like 2 pages, because we're already at like 2.5 minutes. All the freaking time comments. That's what this category is going to be called. I'm going to try and do this in character, because it's going to be a little bit more easier to get through, so than me just like reading on, like I'm like recording. Ready? You're tall. You're so tall. God, you're tall. How tall are you? Are your parents tall? How tall is your mom? Your dad's short? Well, how tall is the milkman? Snicker, snicker, snicker. I don't get that one all the time, but I have gotten it quite a few times. Well, you're just so tall. Are you still growing? Did you get taller? You seem taller than the last time I saw you. You just keep on growing, don't you? Like a weed. Those are usually at like family get-togethers, like Christmas. Like, did you get taller? You seem no, Grandpa. No. Oh, all the time. Do you play basketball? I'm pretty sure if you're like 5'7" and over, do you play basketball? Do you play volleyball? Do you run track? Always those 3. Never anything else. Because I'm tall, so naturally I have exceptional hand-eye coordination. After a few years, though, they have turned into, did you play basketball? Did I run track? Did I play volleyball? Do you model? Have you modeled? Have you considered modeling? You should consider modeling. You should model. You should try out for America's Next Top Model. America's Next Top Model! Where do you find your jeans? Is it hard to find clothes? I'll bet it's hard to find clothes that fit. They sell tall sizes at the Gap. Always the Gap. Give it a rest, people. The Gap. If you're like 5'10" and over and you have found a pair of jeans that fit at the Gap, it's a fluke. It's like a mismanufactured piece of clothing. Gap, 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 Gap. Ladies, the buckle. The buckle sells extra long and extra, extra long. Holy shit. Extra, extra long. This next one I have to tell you that when you come up and you try and pick a fight with a girl who's 6'2", it's not like picking a fight with a girl who is 5'2". You get hit by someone who is 6'2", it doesn't matter if they're male or female, it's gonna hurt. Can I compare height with you? I have never been more pissed off than when someone comes up and wants to compare height. Because it's always a guy. And it's always like a competition. You're not 6'2", they say. Always a guy. They say this is like same sentence, but like 3 ways that they say it. Excuse me. You're not 6'2". And then they say, you are not 6'2". Like, get it through my thick skull, I am not 6'2". And then they say, I swear to God you're not 6'2". Like, did you just take it there? And then they say, well, I'm 6'4", so you have to at least be like 6'5". Right, guys? You tend to exaggerate things a little bit. Always. Especially height. They say, well, I'm 6'2", and obviously we're not the same height. Obviously. I'm a little bit taller than you, so I must be the taller one. I must be 6'3", then. Here, let's just stand back to back. Wait, where are you going? Well, 74 inches. That's 6'4", isn't it? Right? Mathematicians? This is while wearing a shirt that says literally 6'2", don't ask. A friend of mine made me that shirt. I'm not really sure why she felt compelled to making me a shirt that says 6'2", don't ask. After hanging out with me in public. Anyways, they look at the shirt and they look at me and they look and see if I'm wearing heels. The shirt says 6'2", don't ask, and they go, are you really 6'2"? If I have a boyfriend who's taller than me, he has to be taller than me, not the same height. Some comment will be made regarding the Avatar movie. I don't really understand it. Something about, like I'm an avatar, or he's a blue guy, or something. I don't really know. But since that movie came out, I've had like a handful of new comments just thrown at me. Thrown! You're both so tall. Your kids are going to be huge. Your kids are going to play basketball. Your kids are going to run track. Your kids are going to be models. Your kids, etc. And then they always follow up with, well, hopefully you have all boys though, right? Right. If I have a short boyfriend, or not necessarily short, but like shorter than me, like 6'1" or 6 foot, excuse me, they look at me, and they look at him. And they look at me, and they look at him. And I kind of squint. Is he shorter than you? Are you taller than he is? And then I say, yeah, I'm like an inch taller. That's so cute. Aww. You can't wear heels though, can you? I can. I had a guy once ask me out on a date, and he was joking. He was like, don't wear your heels. And I canceled the date. I was pissed. I was like, don't you be joking. I'm wearing heels. I'm going out. Without you. I'm just kidding. I didn't say it quite like that. I just ironically couldn't find a night where I wasn't busy. Anyway, so, do you wear heels around him? You can't wear heels around him, can you? Can I? Why are you wearing heels? And then there's always like the perverted, like, 50-year-old guy who's like, well, height doesn't matter when you're laying down. Snicker, 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 snicker. And I just want to... If it's around Halloween, you should just sprinkle some leaves in your hair and go as an Amazon. No shit. I had a former boss, say that to me once. That wasn't really an all the time comment. That was once. That should go in the next category, which is called once or once in a great while comments. You're so tall, it's gross. How's the weather up there? Time to retire that one, don't you think, gentlemen? Do you have to alert air traffic control when you step outside? Do you have to wear a homing beacon on your head? You'd think I was making up? You'd think I was making them up. I think that last one was said to me twice. These people, I don't know if they were like all drunk. Some of them are just so arbitrary that I can't, I mean, there's some genius around. I mean, there's one about Andre the Giant here that just cracks me up, but, I mean, seriously. Like, are you afraid to walk outside during a thunderstorm? I can see the logic in that one. Like the lightning, being the tallest thing around, string bean, chicken legs. God. Tall. Like when they take it all in. Just, like, I almost put them into a stammer, like, tall. Did you just climb down a beanstalk to terrorize the town? That one made me laugh. Which is sad because it's at my expense, but it made me laugh. Do you have a giant cousin named Andre? Did your parents feed you Miracle Grow? This one pissed me off because it is so pointless. It's like, you'll understand when I read it. Do you have to actually plug in your headphones, or do you just pick up radio waves from way up there? That was a guy, I remember I was in like Latin class in high school or something. This is the comment that they always make after they try to compare height with me. Well, I feel demasculinized. Demasculinized. Is that a word? And then last but not least, that I'm going to read off anyway. It's Hug a Tall Person Day. Yay! When I had a Facebook, it was always, like every day was, hey, it's Hug a Tall Person Day. Come near me, and I will knock your teeth in. I'm just kidding. I'm an angry tall girl, but I'm just exhausted. I think that's it. That was 2 pages. 2 of 4 pages. That's it. I'm tall. The next time you see a tall girl, don't tell her. You guys are not original. I have to just freestyle I have to get some stress off of me, because I mean really, you guys are just so not original. You say the exact same shit to every tall girl, I'm sure, and you think you're the only person who says something to them about their height. Don't ask me how tall. You wouldn't like, don't ask to compare height with me. Like, what are you gonna whip out a scale next and you want to like compare? Like, you don't ask people how much they weigh. If they're like super short, I know you short people like to think that you get like a lot of comments, but really, try like a day in my life. The next time you make a comment about someone, just remember it could be me, and I am this close. I've got like this giant stick of dynamite, and my wick has just whittled down to just this tiny, and you might be the one who just sparks that. I'm gonna go ape shit on you. I'm not kidding. So you keep that in mind. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed making this. I just enjoyed it.